Hello YouTube! Welcome back. It is the Muddy Swampert, back with a new video. A Wi-Fi battle, as you can tell. Sorry for the quality. But today I've got you a battle from a draft league that me and my opponent here, Shawn, helped create. With 8 other coaches, we have made the CPL, Connected Pokemon League. And I'm showing you my Week 1 battle against Shawn. It was great to be able to battle him, and it was really tough trying to pick a team. I was really excited that it was him that I got to play, because like I said, he helped co-create this with me. So, it was really difficult kind of thinking like, oh man, what am I going to play against him? Like, he helped me create this. So I really had to think. And he had a lot of tough mons, and a lot of scary things that he could bring. And he definitely brought some of them, but others he didn't, which kind of messed me up a little bit. And I wasn't really in the right mindset going into this, so I gotta apologize right off the bat, because this was not my greatest battle. So, I'm a little sad by how well I play, or how badly I played. I didn't play well, that's my thing. And you'll see it here in a minute when I get this battle started, but I was actually kind of upset with myself. So, I'll get this started. I just want to quickly go over the mons that I drafted in the CPL, and kind of my thought process behind it, quickly, before the battle gets going. So, I drafted Mega Venusaur, Kyurem Black, and Staraptor. The way our draft worked is that you pick 3 mons from each tier, right? So OU, UU, RU, NU. So we drafted 3 from each tier, and my first 3 were Venusaur, Kyurem, and Staraptor. I really wanted Venusaur because it was bulky, good typing, and all in all, just a really good mon. So I went with him first. Kyurem Black was kind of a last-minute addition. I wasn't sure what I wanted. I wanted a tough physical attacker. So, essentially, that's why I picked him. He made great typing with some of the other choices I wanted. So, that was my only reasoning really going with him. And I stand behind it still. Next, I had Staraptor. He's just one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Period. So, I had to draft him. And unfortunately, he didn't really do much, so it kind of bit me in the butt, but maybe he'll do more later. My next 3 were Blissey, Rotom Heat, and Azel for the UU draft. I picked Blissey because I needed more bulk. I know it's kind of weird. You'll see later that it's really weird that I picked more bulk. But Blissey was great typing. It can get Stealth Rocks, it can get Healing Wish, and that's really my whole mindset behind it. I went with it, and I'm still glad I kind of got it. Next is Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat is essentially there for typing alone. I probably would have done better with Rotom Wash, but Rotom Heat's the one I chose, and he fit perfectly. He has great typing and Fire Electric, only being weak to Rock. And his ability makes him not weak to ground, so I think he'll work out. I've got a couple options with him, so we'll see. He can be bulky, he can be an attacker. And then Azelf, another one that I really like, but never really got a chance to use. And I think he really will shine if I use him the right way. We'll see his potential. Right now, he's just kind of a hidden gem. Next, for RU, I have Excavalier, Cofagrigus, and Drapion. This tier is one of my favorite tiers because it just has some of my favorite mons, and that's essentially where I drafted. Excavalier was my first choice. It's one of my favorite. I was gunning for it the whole time, and I'm still going to stand by it, and I think it's an amazing, underrated mon. And yeah, it just got great type coverage, solid defenses and attack, and yeah, I just can't wait to use it. When time comes, I will use it well. Cofagrigus was a switch. I originally wanted Ambipom, but it was taken, so Cofagrigus was my next choice. They don't really do the same thing, so I'm kind of upset. But I like Cofagrigus, and we'll see how well it will do. I got some different sets to try, and we'll see. Next on my list is Yeah, Drapion. Drapion was just a dark type. I would have preferred probably any other dark type, but Drapion's the one I picked. And yeah, I'm not salty or sour about it, but we'll see if it actually works out. Next is these three. I don't necessarily want to say they were like throwaway picks for me, but two of them kind of were. And that's my NU draft picks of Regirock, Armaldo, and Marshtomp. So the reason why I went with Regirock and Armaldo, Regirock, I just kind of want to try him out, see how well he works. If he doesn't, oh well. If he does, great. Armaldo's my only hazard removal on my entire team that's not Staraptor, because I'm not ever going to use Staraptor for that. And I needed something because I have so many weaknesses to rocks especially. And then Marshtomp I chose for the whim of it. I didn't want to choose Swampert, as most people would have thought I would have chosen. So I went with Marshtomp instead to be different and kind of surprise element. And there's a few more things I can do with it, and I'm kind of excited to use it because I have a few sneaky plans for it, so we'll see how that works. So we're going to just start this battle now. As you can see, I brought Azelf, Staraptor, Black Kyurem, Drapion, Venusaur, and Cofaggus. He brought Jellicent, Sigilyph, Conkeldurr, Meloetta, Aggron, and Nidoqueen. I knew he was going to bring the Conkeldurr, Aggron, and Nidoqueen, and I prepared for them, but the other three really caught me off guard, and I kind of messed up against them. I was figuring he'd bring his Raikou and Celebi instead, but I guess he had no reason. Okay, so he goes in with Nidoqueen. I go in with Will, my Azelf, and this was perfect for me. I went for the knockoff just to see what kind of Nidoqueen he was running, and the rocks got up. I kind of forgot that they carry rocks, but I really wasn't that hurt either. I kind of was, kind of wasn't. I should have went with a Zen Headbutt right away, but that's alright. So here I did go for the Zen Headbutt. I don't know if that was a good play or a bad play by my part. The crit did kind of help, but oh well. I stayed in and went for a U-turn. I went for the U-turn just to get some damage off on this thing, because a hard switch probably wouldn't have been my best bet. But I went into my Venusaur knowing that Venusaur completely walls this thing. There's not really anything this thing can do to Venusaur. Oh no, sorry, no, I went to Drapion. No, Cofaggus. Why did I go to Cofaggus? See, I'm sorry guys, it's been a little while since I played this. Okay, so I went to Cofaggus knowing that's a physical attacker at the very basis, and it had Filter, trying to get rid of that with the ability. But I wasn't expecting the Dragon Tail, so that kind of messed me up in the first place. So out comes Full Buster, my Black Kyurem. He takes Stealth Rocks, and he took quite a bit actually. So I just switch out here. That was probably not a good play. I don't know what yeah, see I went into my Venusaur here knowing that I could take some hits from this thing. And as you can see, he didn't really want to stay in against that. I don't know why. I don't know why he switched there. Because he switched against the Black Kyurem. I don't know if that was a bit of a sketchy play. So, there, I didn't want to stay in because I knew an Air Slash or an Air Cutter was coming. I switched to my Drapion, thinking, hey, there's not much this thing can do to me. And then he Psycho Shift me. I didn't know that worked. That really messed me up. Psycho Shift I didn't think worked because it's a Psychic type move, and he landed it on my Dark type. And yeah, that messed me up entirely. I was pretty much done there. So I went for a knockoff. It did about 50%. I was happy with it. Specs were gone. And this come back to bite me later on. I messed up some IVs and EVs and stuff, I guess. But you'll see. So I go into this forgetting what type this thing was. But apparently it didn't matter because the Focus Blast missed. Or didn't affect because I'm a Ghost type. So I went into this knowing it was Psychic, but I totally forgot that it was normal as well. But I went for the Nasty Plot here, really misplaying. I didn't think the Psychic would do that much to a Ghost type, but it really did. because considering it didn't have an item on it, I don't know. I misplayed entirely there. The nasty plot shouldn't have happened. I don't really know what I should have won. Maybe a pain split. Pain split might have been my better bet. But that was my first... That was my second really big misplay. First being the Psycho Shift switch. So, here he goes in. He knows that he'll get one-shotted. I go for a U-turn, knowing that he could possibly switch, which is kind of wearing down my own Staraptor. So he played this really well. Bringing a Staraptor might not have been my biggest bet, because he knew I was going to bring it. So, I go into a Venusaur. Venusaur's really my only saving grace, because half his team does not like Venusaur, but he also brought a lot for the Venusaur. So, I go into Venusaur here, knowing that he can't really do much for Venusaur, but he has Dragon Tail to go with his Stealth Rocks, and this is really wearing down my team at this point. And at this point, I already like really threw in the towel because I knew I wasn't doing much. All my strategies were going out the window. This Dragon Tail, Stealth Rocks, and my few mess-ups really just got me down in the dumps, and I wasn't in the right mindset as it was. So, I went for that close combat, really kind of killing off and seeing how much damage I would do. But Dragon Tail missed, which actually kind of helped me. So, I don't know why, but he chose to switch here. I think he could have stayed in and been actually pretty good. So, he goes into Jellicent against my Venusaur. That was a bad play, so he switches out again here. Goes out into Sigilyph, which gets me a free Synthesis off here. And that's alright. I know pretty much what the Sigilyph set is, because I'm figuring it's the rest, Psycho Shift, Calm Mind, Stored Power. That's essentially my thought process of what it is, and I think it is. So I go for the Sleep Powder here, try to be like, no more burn. Try to stop that Psycho Shifting around, because I don't want it to happen to my, Full Buster. Full Buster I really don't want to get hit, burn, or my Staraptor. So he goes out in the Nidoqueen. I go for a Hidden Power Fire, knowing that Sludge Bomb and Giga Drain weren't going to do much to it. And I actually don't carry Giga Drain, because I thought he was going to have a Sap Sipper Bouffalante on his team, and he didn't. Which kind of... It didn't really bite me in the butt, though. Hidden Power kind of worked, or, Sleep Powder kind of worked for me, so I wasn't mad. The Hidden Power not killing there kind of messed me up. So, I take Venusaur out. This is my last misplay of the game. I shouldn't have taken Venusaur out there, because at that point, Venusaur was dead. I should have Synthesized, probably, but I didn't. Oh well. So I sent Drapion in, essentially to be Death Fodder, because I know this thing doesn't have an item. So, the Earthquake kills it off, and that's my first kill of the game, which is kind of sad, because I've already lost, like, 2 of my guys, but 3 of my guys are pretty much out. See? So, at this point, it really was a failing game, and I only have myself to blame. I'm really actually upset with myself about this match. This was not my greatest fight at all. So, here's where I really mess up. I go into Venusaur thinking, oh, alright, this is great. But he goes into Conkeldurr. The Mach Punch is going to outspeed and kill me. I don't get the Synthesis off, and I wasted my Venusaur entirely there. So, that was really the huge misplay of my part. I went into Will here. I'm not even sure why. Like, he does outspeed, and his Zen Headbutt would, I'm pretty sure, would kill. It was Expert Belt, max physical attack. So, I don't know why I did that, because that essentially killed my Staraptor as well. So, that was my fault. Again, that was another misplay, but not a big one. Because it still would have ended up dying in the end. The Zen Headbutt comes off here, and it almost one hit KO'd it. The knockoff here KOs me, and that's the end of Will. So, I could have stayed in and Zen Headbutted, then I would have gotten at least another attack off with Staraptor, but, oh well. So I go into my Chimeram, hoping for any kill, really, at this point. I don't know why he didn't hit me there. He could have Mach Punched and done a lot to me. But he didn't, so I'll take it. And here's where I mess up. That thing shouldn't have outsped. It has base 90 speed. I have base 95 speed, and I'm hasty max speed. Apparently, it's not actually max speed, so I'm gonna have to fix that and get it fixed, whatever. But that was my fault. That battle definitely could have went better. Kind of upset with myself about that fight, but oh well. I'll do better next time, guys, so I hope you enjoyed. That was week 1. Just so you guys know, I am the Timberley Tyrants, and that was against the Eastern Passage Pansages. I hope you enjoyed our first CPL battle. You'll get to meet the rest of the crew through the battles, and see ya.